wanted to use
Billy Short.
There's a reason for this. Liberal secularism never was and never will be, for it cannot be what the late John Rawls depicted it as being. The great Harvard professor, political philosopher John Rawls depicted it as being and hoped it would be, namely a purely, to use Rawls's term, political doctrine, as opposed to what Rawls called a comprehensive view, that is, a view of human nature, meaning, dignity, and destiny, that competes with other comprehensive views, be they religious or secular, Judaism, Catholicism, Marxism, or what have you. Nowhere is the reality of contemporary liberalism as a comprehensive view, a view with very definite opinions that they are prepared to enforce on human nature, meaning, dignity, and destiny. Nowhere is it clearer or more plainly on display that liberalism is such a doctrine than in the moral, cultural conflict over marriage and sexual morality. Liberal secularism will tolerate other comprehensive views so long as they present no challenge or serious threat to its own most cherished values. The Amish are probably safe. But when a threat is posed by a competing comprehensive view, that threat, that view, the partisans of that view must be smashed in the name of, for example, equality or preventing dignitarian harm. And they're faithful if they are religious, if they are a religious community, a religious view, their faithful must be reduced to dhimmi-like status in respect of opportunities in employment, contracting, and other areas that, from the point of view of liberal secularist doctrine, cannot be made available to them if they refuse to conform themselves to the demands of liberal ideology. If you have any doubt about what I have just said about dhimmi status, you might direct the question to Brendan Eich. Now, of course, there will be some within the liberal community, Rawlsians and others, who will try to make some room for meaningful dissent. When the Eich matter came to public awareness, a small group of moderate liberal supporters of same-sex marriage did organize a little letter to speak out against it, a letter that drew very little support from the larger community of people who are pushing this agenda. And they will make various arguments, principled and practical, for why what might be described as the Church of Liberal Secularism should avoid being too draconian in its treatment of those of us who are heretics and dissenters. But they will lose the battle, just as they did over Brendan Eich. I'm grateful to them for their little effort, but it had no hope of succeeding. The very success of the movement to which they have given their allegiance will reinforce the belief among their compatriots that the movement's victories were victories of righteousness over evildoing, and expressions of dissent, even small ones, will increasingly be perceived not only as deeply wicked, but as presenting a grave and intolerable danger to the order of goodness that was, after a long struggle and at great cost, achieved.